Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Blue Jays Way. Chris here with Daniel.
Hello.
Hey, and we are talking 5 trade targets that the Jays should target.
Nice.
Thank you.
The
Thank you.
Jays offseason so far, Chris, has been pretty lackluster to say the least.
Yeah, I saw a Jeff Passan tweet like 20 minutes ago calculating all the money these teams have spent, and the Jays have spent a whopping $0. So, I mean,
We were in on Otani, which was sick, and
yeah, we almost spent 700 million, but we
yeah, we
didn't.
almost
So,
came here, and then
we
we missed
almost
out
did.
on
Yeah,
one
yeah.
Soto,
But yeah,
and
he doesn't cost money though. He just costs
yeah,
prospects.
exactly.
So,
But just in terms of moves in general, there really hasn't been anything. They missed out on everything. The problem with the free agent market right now is that besides Cody Bellinger as like a big name guy,
mhm.
uh, there's no real like the Jays have two holes, and that's like third base, and I would say like a left fielder or outfielder, and then like a
Yeah.
power back kind of thing, right? And
Mhm.
that's not really on the market besides Bellinger. It's all pitching, and the Jays have 4 stud pitchers that are coming back, and then 2 prospects who might make the jump, plus Alek Manoah.
Yeah, I like Manoa too. There is like a fewer non-Bellinger esque power bats like the Teoscar and Jorge Soler, and I think is it Jock? Is Jock
And Jock,
Peterson?
yeah.
Yeah, and Jock. Like those are really the power bats. Might be missing one in the free agent market right now. But then there's also trade rumors, and I love trade rumors. Prospect huggers. People love. I mean, I'm not a big prospect hugger. Like I'll keep like the number one in the system, but the rest just kind of can just piss off. So yeah, we're going to talk about trades. There is one guy I don't think you added on this list that I want to give an honorable mention here too. And that's Jose
Yeah, yeah.
Ramirez. Jose Ramirez.
Yes.
He's been like he would literally be the most perfect fit for this team besides Juan Soto. But he's got traded already. He's a switch hitter, third base power hitter who would slot perfectly into our 4 spot in the batting lineup, or you put him in the third and move Vladdy to fourth, one of the two. He would be perfect, but he has a 30-team no trade clause, and he's on a team-friendly contract. So
And
he
he's
ain't
signed
going
till
nowhere.
2028, by the way.
Yeah, he ain't going nowhere unless somehow he would have to agree to a trade, and I don't think he wants to leave Cleveland for some reason. So he's just an honorable mention, but he would be cool.
I think was it last year or 2 years ago when he did the extension?
Hmm.
At that point, that was a real possibility the Jays coming here
Oh, it
or
was.
for Ramirez
Yeah,
coming here. We talked about it, like it was very, very close, I think. And I
I
think if
wanted him
Ramirez
so
were to end
badly.
up on the Jays, it would be now, or during not now. Sorry, not now. Back then. Now, I don't like I said, it's an honorable mention because he's perfect, but I don't
Hmm.
think he'd end up getting traded.
No, I
Um,
don't. Not now, at
One guy on
least.
this list though that I can definitely see getting traded, Chris,
Hmm.
and they've been linked to him pretty heavily, and that's Luis Robert Jr. or Luis Robert Jr., whatever you want to say. Luis Robert, Luis
Yeah.
Robert Jr.
I honestly, I think he's the most unlikely on this list that you have. Just considering he has term, he's super young, and he's
Yeah.
going to cost an absolute fortune. Or it's the White Sox. They could get him. You can get him for nothing. I don't know how their management team really works in Chicago, but he's the best player on this list by far. It's just
He is going to cost a boatload. He's signed through 2025. He's got 2 team options that I didn't even know in
yeah,
26
he's
and
pretty
27.
much there till
Yeah.
2027. Yeah,
He's
so
basically there till 2027.
yeah, and he's cheap.
This guy. Yeah,
He's
and he's
cheap.
cheap. And Chris, he had a down year last year. Still had a WAR above 5, hit 264, 315 on base, 500 slugging, like
That's not
40
a.
bombs
The thing
almost.
is for
Like
him is that's a good year for him because he's always hurt. So
that's
imagine
huge
what
for
he's
him.
like. And the White Sox were so bad, he had no protection in that lineup. So imagine him hitting 4 stick for the Jays. He'd be
I
really
mean,
good.
right? Like it would be he would be sick. He might even be a 2 stick. Not gonna lie. Like
Well, you move Bo to 3 or move Bo 4?
move Bo to 4 or
Yeah.
even like Robert is a top of the order
Well,
guy. He's
in
gonna hit you
terms of
bombs.
on base, I don't want him as a 2 stick. Not because
Yeah, yeah,
315
yeah.
on base, but I'd put him in 4 because he's 38 bombs. That's crazy. That's a lot of dingers.
And yeah, you're right though. It's probably the most unlikely because of the term, but there's
Hmm.
rumors going around about it.
I'll do it.
And the Jays would just have to dish out prospects. Like, this is a deal
Yeah.
that you're probably going to see Tiedemann in 100%.
Oh, 100%. But that's okay because Luis Robert. I'm just saying, he's so good. And he's
He
like a
is,
gold glove defensive center
yeah,
fielder as well. Yeah.
you're right, though. He is made of glass. He is made of glass, which,
Move him to right. We
the
have
Jays
Varsho. We could
have
put
enough
Varsho
of
in
those
center.
guys already. But this guy's upside is like unlike any other. He could be the best player in baseball if he stays healthy and puts
Yeah.
up numbers like he can.
He's so good.
So
He's so good. Yeah, let's move on to the next guy, Christian Yelich. I like this trade. I kind of want Christian Yelich, except I don't want his contract.
Hey, the way with his contract, and I've said this to you, yeah, it's bad
Mhm.
considering how much he's getting paid.
Yeah.
I think it's like I want to say it's like 20 million or something for the
Yeah,
next like till
it's
2028 or
22, something like that. Yeah.
something like 25, 26, somewhere around there. But that's what Bellinger's going to be if the Jays end up signing him.
Yeah, but
And
Bellinger's younger and he
you're
has
right,
more
Bellinger
upside.
is younger and he is a left-hander, but I like Christian Yelich's play style a lot more than Bellinger, I think. I think there's a lot more upside with Yelich than Bellinger. Yeah, Bellinger might
No
hit you
way.
45 bombs. Listen.
No
He might
way.
hit you 45 bombs, but yeah, Bellinger
That's a horrible take.
no, it's a one Bellinger's he's not a bad player, don't get me wrong. I think Christian Yelich has the potential to be MVP caliber again. I don't see Bellinger getting another MVP. That's
We
my point
haven't
right there.
we haven't seen Yelich be an MVP candidate since 2019. Bellinger, at least last year, was in the conversation. And he's younger. And he plays gold glove defense. And he's a utility player, too.
I might just
And
be Christian Yelich biased, but I'm
I
just
think
telling you,
you
the
are.
guy
I think
I
you are.
still has the guy, in my opinion, get him in the right lineup, get him with protection. I still think he could hit almost 300. I think he can steal 20 bags
Oh,
again.
300 easily. Yeah, I don't think he's
And
going to hit your
he's
40
gonna,
home
I
runs,
think,
though.
get like almost 170 hits. Like he's gonna be a stud in the lineup. And this is a guy who can steal bases, hit home runs, and he plays a decent outfield. Like he's not a terrible defender.
Yeah, he's got a noodle, though. Like, I could probably throw harder than him. And, that's not very,
Throw him in
not
left
very good.
field. Like he's just got to hit the cutoff.
Yeah, we don't need a contact guy, though. We need a power guy. That's why you go for Bellinger.
I mean,
Like, Yelich isn't going to slot into
fair.
the 4 spot. We need a cleanup hitter. But hey, I mean, if he can go back to 2019 or 2018 Yelich, sign me up, right? So I'll take that any day of the week. But he's like 30 now, I think. How old's Christian Yelich now?
I think he's like 32.
Yeah, I know.
Which
He's not doing
breaks my
that.
heart because I loved him on the Marlins, but
Yeah, he was gross. Well, he was way better with the Brewers, though.
yeah.
Um,
Anyhow, let's
yeah,
move on here.
Yeah,
while you
yeah,
look
yeah.
for Yelich.
Before we argue too much.
Yeah. This next guy, Chris, he's been rumored, and I
I don't
heard
want
he
him.
might play third base if he gets here.
I don't
And
want
that's
no
Jonathan
shot.
India.
Don't want him. I'm gonna be honest.
He's a Rookie of the Year candidate 2 years ago.
Yeah, he wasn't even good last year.
Yeah, but he's got term.
He does have term. That's true. 3 years of arbitration, but then he's gonna cost a lot then, like Varsho.
Yeah, but I don't think he would get. I don't think he'd cost a lot to get here. You know what I mean? Like I think he's a very low.
Mm,
I don't think they would really take. Like I think you can almost do Manoa for him straight up.
I think we'd be getting fleeced if we were to
You
give up
think?
Manoa. Yeah, I'd give them a 5 and a 6 prospect for Jonathan India.
Okay, 5 and a 6.
Not
prospect.
even a
Who is it?
6. Maybe just a 5. Take the 5, and now that's it. But I don't know what position is he. Second base, third base.
He's a second base, third baseman.
Oh, we got Cav.
For an
That's-
MLB, that's what he is.
But that's Cavan's spot, so we can't get rid of
I'm
Cavan's
not
spot.
saying not to keep. No, we're keeping Cavan. You have to.
We have to keep
but,
Cavan.
Like,
Face
he
of
would
the team.
replace like a Davis Schneider or like a
Would you trade David
I don't know.
Schneider straight up for him?
Oh, in a heartbeat, I would.
Really?
Yeah, in a
You think
heartbeat. I think India has way more value than that. Like,
Yeah?
I don't
Interesting.
think it'll just be Davis Schneider. I think India, like, yeah, he had a bad year last year, but he was hurt.
Was he?
Yeah, he
Let me check. India.
or he got hurt at the start of the season, and then
Last year he played.
I don't think he really like ever healed.
Yeah, he played 119.
Like he was hurt.
His
and
rookie
he
year, he did win. He won rookie of the year actually in 2021.
Yeah,
He had
that's what I
21
mean. Like
bombs. He's all right. He's all right.
I know he's not a power bat, and that's not what we like. Yeah, we need power, but I mean,
Yeah. Well, he had
depending how much you can
14
get
last
from
year.
this
Wasn't
guy-
terrible.
Yeah,
Or
like
7,
depending what you
17,
can get.
sorry.
Yeah, sorry, what you can get for him, like
Mhm.
if he's not going to cost a lot, you might as well. That fills your third base hole.
Yeah,
he's a pretty decent
I
defender.
see it. I do see a point in trading for him, but he also, one more thing is that he is a righty hitter as well. We kind of need a lefty, but I kind of would be open to it as long as, it's like you don't get a lot of it, like a lot for him, or trade a lot for him, sorry.
Yeah. Now, I mean, speaking of lefty and guys to fill in the infield, which really it's third base. What about going to the Rockies and talking about Ryan McMahon? I know you're not a big person on this.
I like him in
Because of the
fantasy,
co-
not gonna lie.
because of the
I'm a big
core
fantasy.
split.
Yeah, the
I-
splits are terrible.
I know the splits are terrible for Coors, but I think he's a really solid player for what he gets paid.
What does he play? Third base, second base, and first. Okay, so he's just a utility guy.
But he's mainly
Um,
three bag. Like he's mainly a three bag. He's gonna hit you like 20 plus bombs at least. The guy's always gonna hit home runs. He's a big power
yeah,
lefty boomer.
he 23, 20, 23, 24. Yeah, hits around like 20 couple. Well, it's also in Colorado. It's probably like 15 to 17 home runs, I'd say. Normally, maybe, but
I pull up his splits off the top of my head, but I know he does hit better in Colorado, which understandable. Like it's
that's
not very good on the road, his hits, but
every player
um,
ever. But yeah.
like he only is getting paid. And he signed through 2027, and he's got like a 6-year, $70 million deal. Like
Oh,
that
that's a
is
nice
ridiculously
contract.
cheap.
I'd
That's a
take him just for
ridiculously
that.
good contract
I'd take him
for
just for that
a.
contract.
That's what I mean. Like this guy can really um fill in a hole for something that's not gonna like. I don't think he would cost that much.
He would also like obviously he's not going to be the only move you make if you do trade for him, but he
No,
can fill in for third, fill in for second, fill in for first, which would be very nice because you give Vladdy a day off here or there, give whoever. Well, maybe we'll have a revolving door at third base. We can have McMahon play there, Schneid's, Cavan one day, Espinal one game.
and McMahon's stats right now
Hmm.
were basically Chapman's stats last year.
That's a fair point. Not gonna wait. Who had a higher average? Was Chapman's average better?
Did Chapman hit over 240?
I have no. Well, he did to start the year. Let me check. Matt Chapman.
I know. I know. What the I'm talking about overall season. Like McMahon. Think about
Okay.
this. Maybe not.
Chapman
Maybe
hit
not the
exactly 240.
Okay, so they base like this is basically like he's basically has Matt Chapman's offensive stats
This is the
in a
exact.
shitty Colorado
Hear me
lineup.
out. Hear me out. So McMahon's OPS 753, Chapman's OPS 755.
Like he literally and he's gonna cost you what $70 million in total for his contract,
McMahon had 16 more RBIs too.
and he's a left-handed bat, and he can play three positions, mainly third, but like he can play first base and second base. Like,
I think I'm onto this guy now. I kind of want him.
and he's playing in
Yeah.
Colorado, which had no protection. His protection was Randall Grichuk for half the year.
Yeah, with Randall Grichuk's your protection, it's not very good
Like
protection.
Chris Bryant and Randall Grichuk, that is
Yeah, and
not
Brian didn't
good.
even
Now
play.
give him
So
Now, I'm not saying throw him in the 4 stick, but he's a 5 hitter. He's a 6 hitter. He is going to give you that lefty swing. I think he would excel in Rogers Center.
I would like that. I'd like to see him play there, and I kind of want to see him in Yankee Stadium too. That would be kind of interesting. Yeah.
Exactly.
Let's move on to the
guy on
last
the
guy.
list.
This
Yeah,
is probably my
exactly.
favorite guy on this list. Not gonna lie, I love his
Thank
name.
you.
That's a cool name, and he's German.
And
Max Kepler. I like Max Kepler.
yeah. By the way, when this list Chris talks about, I literally just pulled up an article on the internet about 5 Jays
Oh,
guys
did
that
you?
they should trade for.
No, I
Yeah,
just like Max Kepler.
and
I've
I
always
added
liked
Ryan
him.
McMahon because I'm big on Ryan McMahon. But Max Kepler, I really agree with you. I think this is a really solid move. He's a free agent at the end of the year, so he's not going to cost much. The
Yeah.
Twins are trying to shed cap it. So
Hmm. I mean, just
yeah,
take Royce
left-handed
Lewis
bat.
and Byron Buxton while we're there too.
Yeah,
Could you imagine? That'd be crazy.
but and I'm pretty sure the Twins, if I'm not mistaken, I'm pretty sure they have too many outfielders.
Yeah, and Kepler hits absolute nukes too. He's got like 20 home run power, but like he drives in RBIs. His OPS, he's got a career OPS plus of 104, so he's an above average hitter for his whole career. He's just good.
And they
I
need
want him.
pitching. They're losing Stroman. Or not, sorry, not Stroman wasn't even there. They're
Sonny
losing Gray.
Speaking of
Yeah,
Stroman,
why did I get Stroman
Yeah.
confused?
Yeah.
But they're losing Gray, so they need a pitcher. Jays have excess pitchers they can trade.
in the minors for sure too.
Right?
Give
In the
him
minors,
right now. Brandon Barriera, give him gone. Take him. The lefty we drafted a couple last year. Get rid of him and throw in like a Otto Lopez or an Espinal. That's I think it's all you need to get him. Even just Barriera because it's.
I would
Kepler.
even say that's too much. Like I think Barriera for
Really?
Kepler straight up is like what? Because he's a free agent at the end of the year.
MLB trade value. Here we go. We gotta do this
Yeah,
live.
go off MLB trade. I know it's not accurate, but I think Barriera is more than you need, more than enough for Kepler.
Really? Blue Jays. What are they? The Twins. He's on the Twins, right? Twins.
Yeah, he's on the Twins.
Twins. Where the heck's T? There's the Twins.
And for those of you, for Max Kepler stats here, Chris kind of touched on it last year. He had a WAR of 3, hit 260, 332 on base, 484 slugging. I know you mentioned his OPS earlier. He's hit 26 home runs, had 114 hits. Like, and you say he drove in a bunch of RBIs too. Like, and he's a lefty, and he can play the corner outfield. I mean, that's exactly what the Jays need, and he's not going to cost a lot.
So, trade to the Blue Jays. All right. So Kepler on this has a trade value of 8.3. and
Okay.
Barriera's got a 5.7. So maybe you throw in, like I said, like an Espinal, and there you go.
Okay.
You get the deal. In MLB trade values, you'd get the deal done. Um, but
Yeah, but also in MLB trade values, you can do Christian Yelich, Corbin Burns, and someone else for Kevin Biggio.
yeah, and
So,
we'd be getting
uh,
fleeced.
yeah, we again, please. So yeah, that
Yeah,
that's a question mark.
yeah.
But yeah, like I said, I think Kepler's a good. I think Kepler and McMahon are two solid moves that they can make that aren't going to cost a lot. I think.
I agree. I really want Kepler. I just like him. Plus, he can just
And
play, throw him in left, right? Like throw him in
yeah,
left field. Yeah, there you go.
and I know it's not going to be like the most exciting fan base
Hmm.
move. Like not, it's not going to be like a Juan Soto coming here, right? But
That would have been nice.
that would have been nice. But I mean, the diehard baseball fans will know that it is a good move at the end of the day. I think,
Yeah,
depending on what we give up, obviously.
gives you outfielding depth as well too, and
Yeah.
that still doesn't stop you from signing a Cody Bellinger, because then you can throw somebody in DH, because we need a DH as well too. So you can rotate Vlad. Bellinger can play first, or Vlad at DH. All that too.
You can do this move and get Bellinger,
Oh yeah,
right?
easily. Kepler's
And
1 year
it's still
deal. That's
you're still
nothing.
good.
Basically,
Exactly.
1 year
So
deal trading for a player is basically just a free dude. Like, especially a free agent too. 1 year deal, free, basically free. So yeah.
and I mean, Max Kepler, Chris, just to touch on here because he's tortured the Jays for years.
Mhm.
Um, you're right. He's gonna hit 20 home runs almost every year as long as he's healthy.
Yeah, he's gonna hit 20 bombs.
I
I
know
like him.
2022 he had a terrible year, but I'm pretty sure he was hurt for a lot of it.
He
So
was. I was just looking at his stats. He was
yeah,
hurt.
he only
But
played
yeah,
like almost just over 100 games. Yeah.
so
So
those are our
that's all the
five.
moves guys were thinking.
Hmm.
Let us know what you think down below. There's probably a million more, and like I said, I just took this all from an article, which I'll try to find the link for. But with that being said, guys, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button down below, and we'll see you guys all next time.